What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Today is going to be an E90 M3 day. Alright, you guys, so today we are working on the M3. I'm so excited, dude. All the carbon fiber came in one by one weave. Huge shout out to Keys Motorsports. They absolutely crushed it. Everything that we install in this car today is going to be linked down in the description. But let me show you guys all of the parts that came in. We're doing a little bit more than just carbon fiber, so I want to show you everything. Alright, so I needed under trays. These two little side under trays, my car did not have them. It's actually really common that these get ripped off because they hang pretty low. They're made of like a really hard felt, like, I don't know what this material is, but dude, these are so expensive. Like OEM, these are OEM parts, right? $80 each. $80 for this little piece. Oh, it's so ridiculous. 160, I think with shipping it was like 180 for just these two little pieces. Had to get them. I just wanted to make sure that when I do this whole thing, I'm gonna do it right. We are actually taking off the front bumper when we do this because I have to put these on, and I wanna make sure that we fit the front lip properly. You don't have to take off the front bumper to do it, but I do find that it is dramatically easier and you get just an overall better fit when you do it like that. So let me show you what we got here. So here is the rear diffuser, and you can see the 1x1 weave is really tight and small. So I went with 1x1 weave just to be a little bit different because a lot of people rock that 2x2, which is a lot bigger. I really want to set this build apart and do something a little bit more unique. So we went with the 1x1, but dude, look at how good it looks. It's absolutely beautiful. And then this is the front lip back here. This lip style is called the GTS. So this is the GTS lip. It's almost kind of like the Veris lip for the F30, but obviously for the E90. There are so many different lips made for the E90, but I honestly think this is one of the cleanest ones out there. So I'm super excited to get it installed, dude. Oh my God. Bob likes it too, so dude. So yeah, you guys, that's the plan for the later half of today. For the first half of the day, we're gonna be heading over to Dynamic because I have to get a new FRM installed, Footwell module installed on the M3. So you may have heard me talk about this before, but some of the E90s, they had corrupt boots. I believe they call it a corrupt boot in the Footwell module. And it's actually something that BMW knows about, and there's an extended warranty on them. However, they denied me my warranty. Even though I fall within the parameters of the extended warranty, it's like 150,000 miles and 11 years. So my car is a 2011, it has 70,000 miles, and they denied me my warranty because it doesn't show any signs of being corrupt, which basically means that the car is drivable and it's not like throwing any codes or anything, and it's not prohibiting me from driving the car. Therefore, they won't replace it under warranty, which I think that's complete bullshit. Like, I know that it's corrupt because I've been inside of the FRM, and I even had a conversation with a master tech from BMW who was there for 11 years, and he also confirmed that my FRM module is bad. They won't replace it for me under warranty, which I think is, it's just super frustrating because it's like, you guys know that it's an issue. Like, it's a known issue. There's even an extended warranty. However, you won't honor that on my car because the car is still functioning properly. Like, all you need to do is plug it in and see that it is in fact a corrupt module and it falls within the parameters of your extended warranty. You should honor that and replace it. So add it to the list of why I absolutely can't stand dealers, man. Like, I just cannot stand working with dealers. So rather than wasting my time and battling with them and trying to get them to honor it, I decided to just buy the part and go to Dynamic. And that is honestly the only place where I really trust having the car worked on anyways. Like, if I took the E90 to BMW, it would probably sit there for like 2 days before they even touched it. I've had so many bad experiences with multiple BMW dealerships, I can't trust them anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and handle it myself, do it with the guys who I do trust, Dynamic Auto Tune, put in this new FRM module, and we'll be good. Then I can go ahead and start coding more things like my mirrors, turn off the cold and warm voltage monitoring for the LEDs that I want to install. I have a bunch of different light bulbs that I want to put in the car, but I can't do it because it throws codes, and I can't code it out because I can't get into my FRM. So that was kind of how I figured out that the FRM is corrupt. So yeah, kind of annoying with the dealership thing, but whatever. We're moving past it, on to bigger and better things. things. Even when I went to the dealership and I had this conversation with him, I wasn't expecting a good outcome. I'm honestly just so used to dealerships treating customers like that it didn't surprise me one bit. But dude, the carbon looks so good. I do not have the side skirt extensions yet. I'm still trying to figure out which ones I want to go with. There's a bunch of different styles for those too, and I'm like really picky on which ones I do, and it's hard to find the 1x1 weave, so. But we'll throw on the front and the back and kind of see how it sits, and then decide from there what we're gonna do for the side skirt extension. Anyways, let's get the day rolling. I got a ton of stuff I gotta pack into the car. Just imagine it. Imagine it with that carbon. Oh, it's gonna look so sick, dude. It's gonna look so sick. So all the carbon stuff I'm actually gonna install over at Sensational myself. Oh yes, we get to see John actually install something himself. The FRM stuff, I'm gonna let the guys at Dynamic handle it. You have to do a bunch of coding and shit in order to get it to work with your vehicle, so I figured I'd just let them handle it. And there's so many things that I wanna code on this car, like the folding mirrors, I wanna be able to code that. I have LEDs for the cornering lights in this car. I wanna turn off the cornering lights and change those out to LEDs. And then I want to do the LED reverse bulbs, and then just a few other like miscellaneous stuff inside the car. Like, dude, coding is so crucial. Ever since I did all the coding to the F30, like that car is just exactly how I want it to be when I get in it, and it just functions exactly how I would like it to. So for this car, I obviously want to do the same thing, just beamer code all the stuff in and have it function exactly how I want to. So I registered for Tuner Evo here in Charlotte. If you guys are local, October 26th or something. It's in late October, but I registered for that. I'm gonna bring the F30 to it. So that's kind of why we're changing up a bunch of stuff in the car. The stuff that I'm putting on is sick. It's funny because, like, you know how this goes with cars. Like, you get the mod bug, you do everything, I was like, man, I'm good. Like, I'm content, the car's perfect. And then you see a couple of other things and you're like, oh, that would be cool too. So I had to go a little bit deeper into the F30 build, but I think you guys are really gonna dig the parts that I ordered. I partnered with another company. So if you guys are in the Charlotte area in October, make sure to come out to Tuner Evo. It's gonna be dope. I've also decided that I'm 100% doing custom headlights for this car. The stock headlights don't look terrible, but there's all of this clear plastic inside of them, and all of the light just bounces everywhere, so it's really hard to get definition out of the rings with the stock headlights. Even with the S-Tech tint, it just doesn't quite do it justice. So I'm 100% doing custom headlights. I haven't quite decided which company. I'm talking to a few people. I want it to look like a little bit more modern, but not like crazy futuristic insane style. So I'm trying to figure out which ones look best. I'm kind of torn. I've changed my mind like 3 times on which ones I'm gonna do. And then obviously we have the big surgery coming up, rod bearings, but along with my rod bearings, we're doing like valve cover gasket, motor mounts, a whole bunch of boring shit. So that will be in a upcoming video pretty soon here. It's just it's an expensive pill to swallow, man. Like, it's so expensive to do all that to your car. But once I do it, I'm good. Like, I really don't have to worry about much on this car. Dude, shout out to anyone that daily drives an M3. Like, this thing sucks so much gas. It's ridiculous. Big Frankie dog, what you cooking up? Dude, playing with some FRM stuff. Is this a pretty easy install?
Not bad. Just got to program and code it.
And you never really know how long it's going to take with the program and coding part?
That should be pretty quickly, just that it's not a super crazy module.
Yeah.
So really shouldn't be too big of a deal.
FRM job complete. Took about 2 hours to get it done. The cost on something like that is going to be about $500 for the part and like a couple hundred for labor, depending on how easy it goes. But they have to code the car too, so that is always a different process. New FRM. One of the least exciting things that you can have installed on your car, because you're really not going to see any differences. But once we code it, we'll be able to play around with it a little bit. I also had them give me the stock FRM, the one that was damaged, because you can actually make a little money on them if you, some people like to rebuild them, the broken ones, so that's why I had them keep the old one. So that's a tip. If you guys are getting yours replaced, make sure you keep the old one. All right, we're heading over to Sensational to install carbon fiber. Sick. All right, you guys, so we are at Sensational, about to install the carbon. We just did the test fit on the front. Ooh, it looks so good. The bad news. I'll tell you about the bad news. We unfortunately, the rear diffuser, there must have been some kind of miscommunication. The rear diffuser is in fact for an E92. Not an E90, so it's much longer. I actually should have just recognized this when I was filming it. It just went right over my head. But these things happen, mistakes happen sometimes, and I'm sure we'll get it remedied. We'll get a new E90 diffuser out here soon and go from there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start working on the front, get that taken care of, because dude, the fitment, I just lined it up to it. It's not bolted on or 3M'd or anything, but the fitment looks really, really good. Oh, it just changes the whole dynamic of the front end. Super sick. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take off the whole front bumper. You don't have to take off the whole front bumper to do this, but it does make everything a lot easier because you have to drill on the backside. If you guys are putting on front lips or lips in general on your car, do not just use 3M. The lip will come off at some point if you just use 3M. What I did is I went to Home Depot and I bought some basic 1-inch quarter drive screws, and then locking washers, normal washers, and these nylon lock nuts. So I got 10 of them, which is probably way more than we need. Looking at the lip, I think we'll probably use 6 or so. And the back of the lip is pretty thin, so I wanna make sure that we don't drill too close to the edge. The 3M combined with a couple of bolts and you're fine, like you're gonna be okay. But don't ever just put a lip on and 3M it, because it will, I promise you, at some point, it will come off. We all know that carbon is super expensive and that's just a bad day. So make sure that you just do your due diligence and buy a couple of bolts, do it the right way. And then obviously in addition to the lip, we gotta reinstall these little splash guards underneath. So I'm gonna go ahead and start ripping off the front bumper. We'll just keep updating you guys along the process. Fueling the install. So this is the part that we're replacing. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what mine looks like. So these just get disintegrated because they're so low, they hang so low to the ground that people just hit them off all the time. And the one on the other side isn't even there. So if you guys are wondering, this is what they look like. Easy to install, but expensive as hell, dude. So expensive. I mean, you really don't even need them. Like, you don't have to run with them, but I don't know, I'm kind of a clean freak when it comes to this stuff, so I'd rather not have stuff splashing in here. You can see there's a ton of dirt that's getting in there just from the road. So, throw it on. All right, so that's what it should look like. Got it on there. Just use this bolt and this bolt for right now. But the other thing is, I mean, this bolt right here holds on the bumper, and that was completely missing last time. So it is kind of important to have this on. I don't know why, but things like this are strangely satisfying to me. Like replacing little splash guards. For some reason that, like, it's like really satisfying to me. All right, I'm gonna throw on the other one. All right, so here's the other side, completely gone. It's the new one, I'm gonna throw it in. But yeah, these just they rip off so easily because it's so low. I also think that this is a really weird design, like these two wires that hold up this piece. I don't know, just like strange to me. All right, got it on. Let's work on the lip on the bumper. All right, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. This bumper is ceramic coated. Lewis just helped us out by taking off some of the ceramic. Basically over here, ooh, I can feel it. Basically over here, we just taped everything off, but you can't really see it now. And then up here, because that lip will sit on top of this. So the only places that you can actually drill on this lip are under here. So I think what's gonna happen is, and I'll show you guys once I put the lip on, we're gonna drill 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the rest of this is gonna have to be 3M. So I decided to just throw it on there to explain it to you guys. Basically, the way that you're gonna have to do this lip is you have 1, 2, 3, 4 that will drill for the actual bolts. But in terms of bolting, that's really all you're gonna be able to get away with. Reason being is you don't wanna drill into the top of your bumper, because obviously if you put a drill hole in the front, you're gonna see it when you take the lip off. You can't ever go back to stock without having holes in the front of your bumper. So what that means is you're relying on 3M to hold up here, behind here, and around here, which I don't have too big of a problem with, as long as you can kind of close some of these little gaps. We'll do our best. So I think the way that this is gonna work is we're gonna do 3M back here, 3M up here, around here, and then we'll have 3M going across here, probably 2 strips like that, and then the same thing over here up top, and then along here, because you really don't have much coverage underneath on the sides. So you're depending on the bolts in the middle to hold that together and 3M on the sides. That's gonna be the most logical way to putting this spoiler on. So like we said before, the whole bumper is ceramic coated and PPF'd. I like that it's PPF because when I'm putting this on here, it's not scratching the bumper. It's actually just hitting the PPF. So I don't have to worry about paint or anything. However, we did have it ceramic coated, so we had to remove the ceramic coat underneath. We just taped everything off and then removed the ceramic coat, so the 3M will actually stick. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna line up the lip with all of the 3M and then put it on with the 3M, go ahead, drill our holes, do the bolting, and we should be good. All right, so 3M to the bottom parts. We're gonna do a line like that, line like that, line like that. Same deal on this side, line like that, line like that, line like that. And then might put a little guy right there. Maybe a little guy right there. I don't think that that's gonna really do too much. And then we'll have to flip it over and put a line of 3M under here as well. So here's what I ended up with for the top. One big fatty piece, and then these 2 down here. I'm not really concerned about this part because the fitment is actually really good, and we're using some screws. So I don't even think 4 is gonna be necessary. I think we'll just put 1 there, and 1 in the middle. Should be okay. All right, so we just fitted it on. Got her fitted on. It was it was a process, but we got it on. So the only real gap that we're experiencing is like right along here. It's not too bad. Like, I'm probably being overly critical, but it looks really good. It looks really good, and it's not going anywhere. So what we're gonna do is just put 1 little screw here, screw there, and screw there, and this thing's on there. It's not going anywhere. It looks sick though. So we're gonna finish up that. I'm gonna drill the holes, put those in, and then we'll put it on the car and show you what it looks like. What? Yes, sir. It is dope, man. So much more aggressive on the front end. So much more aggressive. Just the simplest things make such a big difference. Fits really good. We ended up doing 3 bolts in it. 3M. Looking amazing, dude. Oh my gosh. Really dig the way that this front lip looks. I wasn't quite sure if I'd be into having these covered up on the sides, but I do like it. I think it looks really cool. Gives it a nice aggressive stance. Digging it. Unfortunately, we are going without the rear diffuser for now till we get the new one in, but these things happen. Not that big of a deal. Today was still a huge success. Got the new FRM, got the new front lip, and I'm gonna run out and take some photos for you guys right now so you can see this thing in the light. Sick.
Stop there. All right. You got plenty high. You're about 3 inches off the ground still. Take a look.
Freaking A, bro. Thing looks so good with that front lip. Man, it's like a whole new car. It's wild, just like a simple front lip can just make the car look so much more aggressive. Sheesh. So I'm gonna take some photos of this and then I'll post them up after this. You guys can tell me what you think. so hopefully you guys enjoyed those. Huge shout out to Keys Motorsports, Brian over at Keys Motorsports Dynamic for handling the FRM, Lewis over at Sensational for helping me install it. All these guys are absolute legends for making these things happen. I just spoke to Brian, we're gonna get the rear diffuser handled. Just a simple miscommunication, these things happen sometimes, really not that big of a deal. But the fitment in the weave looks absolutely insane. Like, I'm so happy with the way it turned out. Anyways guys, thank you for watching today's video. Please do consider subscribing. If you're new here, my name is John. I do all E90 and F30 content. Please make sure you comment down below on this video. Tell me what you think. Like the video, like squad, helps me out big time when I'm making these videos, and hit that bell notification. Just like that, this video is over. We're out. Peace.